Hey there guys, Fave here, and it's story time. But before I talk about any story, we have to do today's challenge. So today's challenge is, if you've ever slept before, smash that like button. And with that being said, let's talk about it. So, in the current day on Roblox, I wear the rainbow bar face, and a lot of y'all have seen that video, how I got the rainbow bar face. And I also did a video about my Roblox avatar evolution, where I didn't always wear this face. In fact, back in 2009, all the way up until 2016, I would wear what is known as my favorite, I guess my former favorite face on Roblox. Or should I say my fave face? It's this right here. The Visual Studio seized up for 45 seconds again. So this is a 2009 face that cost 45 Robux, and I wore this face for 7 years. So yes, I did like this face a lot, alright? But, you know, times change and 2016 happened. What happened in 2016? Well, other than me being the most subscribed Roblox YouTuber and then losing that position in the same year, I mean, what really happened, right? So, let's talk about it. So, I have to start the story with the story before the story, so a pre-story to the story. So let's talk about it. So right here, we have an item called Rainbow Wrath the Avenger, with costing 10,000 Robux, and only 100 of this was sold originally. Now, it seems to be a very successful item now. I mean, it's sold for 100,000 Robux before when it only cost 10,000 originally. But back in 2016, when this item came out, this was a failure. So this is Rainbow Wrath the Avenger. This is an item that released in January 2016. And as I said before, it was 10,000 Robux and 100 people bought it. But as you can see by the graph here at the time, the price was just going down, and people were selling it for under 10,000 Robux. It doesn't take a math genius to tell you that they were losing Robux on their purchase. So why did this item fail so bad when it came out? Well, before I could tell you the answer to this question, I had to tell y'all another story. So it was January 2016. In fact, it was January 24th, 2016. This item came out and I was like, whoa, only 100 stock? This is definitely gonna profit. So I buy it instantly, and unfortunately, my 10,000 Robux did not work out very well. So yes, I bought this originally, and it was in fact one of the fastest selling limiteds of all time. Roll the clip. But anyway, the next item on this list is actually an item I bought originally, and surprises me a lot that it's on this list. When this first ran out in just 19 seconds, so this wasn't a very hopeful item, and that's because people have a negative perception of gears on Roblox when it comes to the limited trading market. So yeah, I did get it originally. And, you know, while some unlucky people had to sell it for under 10,000 Robux, as you can see here, I managed to get away with selling it for 15,000 Robux, which, after taxes, it makes you get your money back, basically, okay? So I had 10,000 Robux back, and I was just saving it for the right limited to come out. Because back in 2016, limiteds were still coming out very regularly. So I was nervous. How was I going to spend this 10,000 Robux just sitting in my account, right? Well, a couple of months later, it's like a gift from the angels came, but it wasn't a gift from the angels originally. So my Roblox Plus, it's an item notifier. It tells you when a new item comes out. It goes off, and it says, red glowing eyes, 10,000 Robux, 150 stock. So, what is a man to do when the last item that came out for 10,000 Robux and only had 100 failed? This one has even more copies, 150, and cost the same amount. So I'm thinking, oh, I don't know about this. So I just like stared at the buy button for a second, right? I was like, oh, I don't know, but it's gonna sell out really quick, and if I don't buy it and it does well, I'm gonna regret it. So with all these thoughts rushing through my mind, I hit that purchase button. I got number 84. Red glowing eyes, I mean, they're a pretty interesting item. Nowadays, people are trying to sell them for 400,000 Robux. They've sold for 420,000 Robux before. To go from 10,000 Robux to 420,000 Robux is definitely a profit. But we have to talk about my involvement with the item. So let's go ahead and jump backwards again. So, all the way up until 2016, I was wearing the Visual Studio seized up for 45 seconds again face. But when this came out, everything changed, okay? So, what do I mean by that? Well, we gotta go all the way back to 2016. So I was still making videos back then, obviously, and to flex this face I got, I made a video called Lost Shades, where the story of my video is that I lost my clockwork shades. And so, if we go to the right part, you can see me here, with my red glowing eyes, you know, just flexing. So this is what I looked like with my clockwork shades and my red glowing eyes. Now, there's a lot of different theories that people would come up with back in the day as to what this looked like. A lot of people thought I was blushing, which, okay, that makes sense. Like, I guess. And then some other people thought I was doing some illegal stuff to make my eyes red. But honestly, I just really liked the new look. My Fave character was very mysterious and kind of evil, so it really went with the whole vibe of the character. But back to red glowing eyes themselves. So they come out in February 2016, 1 month after the other item that failed. And at first, red glowing eyes wasn't doing so hot. If you look at the graph here, people were selling it for sure. 20,000 Robux, but the moment after it sold out, people were just trying to sell it for barely over the price. Now the interesting thing about red glowing eyes is they continued to raise. So this is February 2016, they're about 35,000 Robux. And then you fast forward to summer 2016, and now they're at 50,000 Robux. And over the years, this price would keep slowly going up. So I told everyone, red glowing eyes are the item that will go up forever. I was the one campaigning for them, rallying for them. I wanted to have multiple of them, but I wasn't that rich back then. So I really held on to these for dear life. I was like, these are going to be a big item. People are going to get banned forever, and they're going to get rare and expensive. So I just kept holding on to this item for a long time, right? By the time it was 2017, these babies were worth 240,000 Robux. So, interestingly enough, with my red glowing eyes, anytime I met someone with red glowing eyes, it made me feel good. And I had a really close friend back in the day who also owned red glowing eyes. But that's besides the point. Let's talk more about the red glowing eyes. So these items kept slowly going up, but what happened to my red glowing eyes? Because at some point in 2019, I stopped wearing my red glowing eyes, and a lot of people were very concerned. Well, I didn't get scammed, I didn't lose it in a fire. In fact, I just traded it, right? So, let's introduce a user named Dan1230. Now, Dan1230 is someone I'm pretty cool with. I mean, I guess he's the homie, right? Dan1230 is a famous trader. He's actually really rich. He owns my dream item, the eccentric shop teacher. So, you know, he's on my friends list. We're cool now, but at the time, I didn't really like him. Because every time I traded with him, I ended up losing somehow. And this trade was no exception. Don't send him hate, he's the homie. But, basically, I gave a Dominus Vespertilio, red glowing eyes, and a Yum for a red Tango. Now at the time, red Tango was the most expensive face on Roblox, everyone wanted it, but nobody really wanted it in March 2019. It was kind of past its prime, to put it lightly. Now if we were to take a look at this trade in modern day perspective, it's still 810,000 Robux for 800,000 Robux, so it's not the worst trade in the world, but I honestly regretted it a lot because I really liked my red glowing eyes. I bonded with them a lot. I stuck by its side for so many years. My original copy, number 84, okay? I was the 84th person to buy it, and I held on to this for 3 years. So yes, I was a little bit attached to my red glowing eyes. This is no joke, okay? But yeah, I mean, it had to go, and I wore red Tango for like a day and traded it away like the next day-ish or so. Like, I did some mass upgrade here where you see these two traits together, that adds up to something. But yeah, I mean, do I regret trading red glowing eyes? Sure, but to be fair, they kept going up after I got rid of them. Now here's my issue, right? So they were raising a lot at the end of 2018, and then from January 2019 till April 2019, they were at 265. The value didn't change at all for 3 months. And you have to remember, I did this trade in March. So I didn't expect it to just be like, after I get rid of it. But, you know, knowing my luck trading, this is what happens. If I get an item, it drops. If I trade an item away, it raises. So, you know, given these facts, it goes from 265,000 Robux all the way up to 360,000 Robux in less than 2 months. Okay, that's 100,000 Robux increase just because I traded it away. And then once again, it peaked all the way at 430,000 Robux at the end of 2019. But apparently, I guess people have turned on red glowing eyes, and I guess people don't like it as much as they once did because it's all the way down to 320 now. But still, when I owned it, they were 265, but to be fair, I did buy them for 10,000 Robux originally. So no matter what I got on the red glowing eyes, I was winning. I spent 10,000 Robux and the value multiplied by like 30. Okay? So, anyway, if we go ahead and take a look at my current copy of Red Glowing Eyes, number 84, it went through a lot of different people after I got rid of it. In fact, this is a very highly traded copy. So, as you can see, it's me owning it. And then you have Dan, and then whoever these people are. And, you could scroll through all these names if you let me know if y'all know any of these people. But then we scroll up to the top here, and oh my god, so many people own these. We have Jankus Fairy, who has a private inventory, but owns my Red Glowing Eyes, nonetheless. So, alright Jankus Fairy, you take good care of these Red Glowing Eyes now, because if you don't, we're gonna have a problem. I mean, they look pretty intelligent, so, well, let's hope you're smart. But it's just interesting how I can think an item might fail and hesitatively buy it for 10,000 Robux, to then make over 250,000 Robux off of it. It's real nice. This story has a kind of happy ending, I guess, because now I rock the rainbow bar for life, and I will wear the rainbow bar for forever. But I did think I was going to wear the other two faces I wore forever, so who knows, right? But I love the rainbow bar for the time being. I got more UGC items coming out soon, so stay tuned for those. And thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Smash that like button, follow me on Twitter, ROBUX Fave, subscribe and hit the bell to Fave and Fave 2. Join my fan club on Roblox, join my Discord server, discord.gg/Fave. And it's your boy Fave, and I am out.